I'm not wearing an apron today because, well, it's in the wash and it's too bloody hot. So today on the channel, I'm going to remake my first ever video. Why? Because it was bollocks. That's why. It was bad. 2016 me was... Hi folks, and welcome to my brand spanking new shiny YouTube channel. Well, go and have a look for yourself. I just watched this. I watched it the other day, and I just thought, you know what? I need to remake it. I need to remake it because the recipe, the dish itself, is brilliant. Can't fault it. The video, however, trash, complete garbage. I'm just stuttering, umming and ahhing. There's no like flow to it. And this is a very simple dish to make, and yet it took me 14 minutes to explain it to you. I was just like, so do this and that, put the sausages like this, just blah, yada, 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 blah. Waffling. So we're gonna refresh it, give it a bit of a facelift, bring it into 2021, and just make it better. But before we dive into it, do the usual thing, like, share, and subscribe. Please do that. And remember, if you do subscribe, hit the grey notification bell. That way, when I upload, YouTube tells you about it. What's the first thing we need to do? Yes, you need to get your face down here because we need to talk about my sausage. These. Let's go. Now, there are two really important things to keep in mind with this recipe. The first thing is the sausages, and the second thing is the potatoes, which we'll come on to in a second. But first, I'm going to talk about the sausages because this is really, really crucial. Okay, you cannot use your common or garden, British banger, Lincolnshire, bratwurst, flipping blood sausage, whatever it is, you cannot use any old sausage. You have to use Italian sausage, okay? Because, well, it's an Italian dish. And here in the UK, you know, we have lots of sausages. We love our bangers. And I got these from Marks and Spencer's, same as a flipping video I did in 2016. And these are Italian style sausages. And they contain red wine, garlic, fennel, all sorts of lovely stuff. And they give a really nice flavour and unique flavour to this dish. So don't go and buy an old banger thinking you can shortcut it. You can't. Adam's telling you. And you don't have to buy this specific brand. You know, I'm not promoting M&S, though I do shop there a lot. So hashtag please sponsor me. Thank you very much. Give me £1 million. But you can go to your local butcher, Italian deli, get them there. But yes, that's important step number one. Adam's sausage. The second important thing is your spuds, okay? You cannot use just any old spud, okay? You can't use your Maris Piper, you can't use your King Edwards, because they're kind of light and fluffy. They're good for like chips, roast potatoes, mashed potato, that sort of thing. You want a potato that is nice and firm and waxy. My preference is the Charlotte, because they're just a nice buttery flavour, they're nice and firm and waxy, they're gonna keep their shape, not gonna fall apart and go to mush. So that's your little lecture over with. Now we need to prepare the sausages. Fucking flies! Out! How are you getting in my flat? There's no windows open, there's no doors open, how? Cough. Out. Anyway, our sausages. So what we're going to do is take each sausage like so, and just kind of pinch it in the middle, like that. Okay, and then twist. Until essentially what you're doing is making two little mini sausages like that. Okay? And then just cut it in half. Then you've got these two little dandy buggers here. Get them in that little tray and do the rest.
Many hours later.
Now, one of the things that I didn't explain in that video was when you're peeling this lemon, because you want the lemon peel, is be very careful not to get too much of the pith, that horrible white stuff underneath. Because if you have too much of that, it's going to make the dish bitter. Okay, so just kind of take your time and use one of these. It's called a speed peeler or a Swiss peeler. Get them, honestly, they're razor sharp and they're flipping brilliant for things like this. And just kind of keep as close to the edge as you possibly can so you can get this peel off. And you basically want to peel the entire lemon and just get nice single long strips. So then we need to slice our onion. Okay, peel it. You know the score, don't need to go through that. Once you've peeled it, you're just going to slice it just like this into nice little slices. And then the only thing left to do really, prep wise, I mean, look, you need to chop your garlic, chop up some parsley, right, we know how to do that. Well, we know how to do all of this, but I'm just showing you just in case. But with the potatoes, okay, try and get them roughly the same sort of size because you'll have a much easier time. They're all going to cook evenly. What I am going to do is just cut them lengthways in half. If you get a larger one, you can always cut it into quarters, but these are roughly all the same sort of size. There we go, look, everything's sliced and diced, chopped and ready to go. Sausages, got the lemon, got our potatoes there, onions. You can see I've chopped up the parsley, we've got our bay leaves, got our garlic as well. So that's all ready to go. Now we can start cooking. So I've got myself a nice heavy base lidded pan here. Now when I first made that video, my colleagues watched it. What did they do? They took the piss out of me because I hadn't got a lidded pan at the time, so it was just like a frying pan, and I stuck a plate on the top. It was like a makeshift lid. Pop a lid on the top. So if you haven't got a lidded pan, don't worry, you can just do what I did and just use like a frying pan and stick a plate on the top. Anyway, we're going to add some olive oil, about a tablespoon-ish. Get this onto a medium-high heat. So then what we're going to do is add our sausage bits, our mini sausages, and they should start sizzling up, hissing and popping and all that kind of stuff, and basically just kind of cook them out for 5 minutes or so, just until they're nice and golden brown. Okay, want a nice good bit of colour on there. On there? On them. You want a nice bit of good colour on them. Okay, so once we've got some colour on our beautiful sausages, I've turned the heat down to a medium-low. We're going to go in with the onions. In they go. And this dish is great because it's all done in one pan. Nice and easy. Fantastic for like a midweek dinner, nice and quick. Go in with our bay leaves as well, I think. Just kind of smush them up. Try and use fresh ones if you can. Okay, they've got a much better flavour. But if you can't, dried is going to be fine. But kind of 4 smallish ones like that, that sort of size, what you're going to be looking for. And just on a gentle heat, I'm just going to start to soften those onions. That's going to bring out the sweetness, make them delicious, and, well, not raw. I'm going to scrape up some of those khaki bits, the fond on the bottom of the pan, that's all flavour. Hey. Okay, so then after a couple of minutes, we're going to add the garlic. It's important to kind of do this thing in stages, because if you were to just chuck everything in together, it's not going to be right, okay? The garlic's going to be raw, the onions aren't going to be softened enough. You need to do it in steps. Like most things you cook, really. So what we need to do is take the rawness out of that garlic. So for, I'd say 30 seconds, just on a moderate heat, just kind of cook it out a bit. I'm also going to chuck in our lemon peels, get them in. And once these are cooked out, you can eat them. I don't tend to bother, but you can eat them. Oh, you dropped all the potatoes. Next thing I'm going to add is the potatoes. In they go. A touch of salt and pepper. Again, don't go overboard because you can always adjust at the end. And I'm also going to add the lemon juice. And then we're going to squeeze it straight into the dish. Try and catch any pips if you can. If you can't catch any of the pips, you are going to chip a tooth. And the next thing I'm going to add is some water. Now, it will depend on a lot of factors as to how much you need. You're going to want about between 50 and 100 ml of cold water. Just add it to the pan. It's going to depend on how high the stove is, the temperature in your kitchen, lots of different factors as to how much water you need. But basically you just want a sort of enough water in there just to come underneath the potatoes. And I'm going to turn the heat up just slightly just to bring it up to a gentle puttering simmer. Hear that? Blup, 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 blup. That's what you want. Then I'm going to put the lid on. It's going to take like 15-20 minutes to cook. You want to make sure the potatoes are cooked all the way through, nice and tender. Just test them with the point of a knife. If it goes in nice and easily, they are cooked. All those juices, the lemon juice, all the kind of water, the kind of juices from the sausage, are all going to kind of emulsify together and make a nice sauce. Then we'll finish it off with the parsley. Then we can eat. Okay, so some time has now passed, so we can finish this off. So we're going to add our parsley, give that a good old mix. So that's it, that is the dish done. So we can serve it up and give it a taste. There we are, our fennel sausages or Italian sausages with lemon potatoes. Just going to tuck in. Let's try a bit of sausage, because they're always good. If you've never had Italian sausages, get them. Look, it's like the easiest thing to make. There's enough here to feed 2 hungry people, easy. I'll probably eat the whole thing because I am a greedy fat fuck. So there we go, that's how to make my Italian sausages with lemon potatoes. Well, it's not actually mine. I learnt this from Rick Stein years ago. Fantastic little recipe, whips up in like no time at all, get it made. So there we go, that's how we make it. Let me know in the comments what you think. But listen, before I go, remember to do the usual thing, like, share and subscribe. So yeah, I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video, and bye for now. Kisses. Kisses.